What I just want to.
Yes. That's fine, Ken. That's fine. That's fine. But the only point is, if a customer is actually filling the data template, right? We require the template walkthrough sessions in that case. So template walkthrough session, what does it mean? Like if we don't do it right now, then they might come up during the mock cycles that we do not know how the template looks like and what are the relevant fields to be filled in. Because let's suppose a template has 200 fields, right? Not all are relevant for the solution. So we just need to highlight those headers in that call, and the function need to tell the relevance of those fields so that they have a clear idea of the template and they do not complain at that moment. So one activity is this.
Shubham, you're choppy. I don't know if it's just me.
So can you hear me now? Hello?
Yeah, Shubham, I can hear you.
Okay. So what I mean to say is, this is the data migration template, right? So we need to have the template walkthrough session. So what template walkthrough session would do is, let's suppose, these are the different fields and these are different tabs, right? So in the template walkthrough session, we need to highlight and tell them that these are the relevant fields that needs to be filled in by the business, right? Let's suppose product group is relevant. We can mark this batch management, we can mark this like this, so that they have this template handy with them, and during the mock cycles they can fill it with the data and they know that what columns needs to be filled in. So this is the basic idea of the template walkthrough sessions, and they have idea of the migration object also. So my request is, and I even had a word with Aman and different people, that we should start scheduling the template walkthrough sessions. It will be a quick one, in which we are going to display the template, mark the relevant columns, and hand it over to them so that they can provide the data, so that we can start following up with them for the data in different mock cycles. So are you with me on this particular activity?
Shubham, for EM, I already told, like, we have not even discussed anything on the data migration. First, I need to initiate that discussion, then subsequently we can have these sessions.
Aman, my point is that this is a call for the alignment, right? That we need to have these the template walkthrough session calls. It's not about that we need to have it tomorrow. You can actually connect with them, identify the objects which are listed. If they are not required, we can drop them, some of them, and then we can schedule calls. But this is the activity that we should actually have, and you can include me or Lakhan or anyone from the data team. That's fine. I mean, so we can just I can help in marking all the headers, and we can email it to them that this is the template that you need to fill in, since they need to provide the data in the template. So we can start following up for any load cycles. But this activity is really important because the data has to come from them, and it's their data. So they need to fill in the templates, and they need to know actually how the template looks like. So this is even important. There are certain objects which are custom, right? We do not have any standard object for them, like fund centers, commitment items, and there is no.
Shubham, one question. So when we say about the template walkthrough, what actually functional have to do in the template walkthrough? First, they have to go through the template and identify which are the fields relevant for MWC, and then they have to explain each field to the client.
No. It's what happens is, from my previous experience in template walkthrough, is that this is the product template, right? They will just mark it what is relevant to the data. The customer might ask questions. They'll not ask the relevance of each and every field, but they might include one or two field which function is missing, or they might actually ask the relevance of any field. This is the template walkthrough session.
But
this
business will not be aware about the field level.
Then functional can explain them the relevance of that particular field. But Rupali, the question is, if the template goes to them, let's suppose we give them this template, how are they going to fill it?
Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree. But is this the business who is going to fill it, or it is the MWC IT team who has to fill that?
Exactly. I mean, the data team along with the IT team. I mean, it's their alignment internally, right?
Yeah, Rupali, here what we say MWC is their counterpart, mostly the functional's counterpart. They only know the system. I mean, because
which is the IT team, because if we ask the business that you fill this field, they might not even be aware of that field.
Correct. So Rupali, that's a point. So we are actually taking help from the functional counterparts. In some cases, functional counterparts are business as well. So for meter to cash, they know the business as well. They are from the business. So it is more easy. But in the other areas, maybe, yes, there is an IT team. So of course, it's a counterpart of functionals.
I think it's going to be business, Rupali, who's going to fill in these.
No,
these
it's a
templates.
mix. It's a mix.
No.
Kenneth.
I think no.
Kenneth, the point is there are two. See, it is with the help of the if your counterpart is the functional, so they may need help from business for sure. They cannot take all alone, right?
I am gonna let me finish. Right. My point is that who's gonna fill this in, right? It's gonna be business. Why? Because they are the data owner. If they have any questions, they need support. MWC IT as well as the SAP functional will support them. During the initial data template walkthrough, we'll give them an overview of what this template is for, what some general field usage is. The expectation they should have an understanding, because let's say if it's GL account, BP, some of these fields are already existing in ECCN, and when they're maintaining these master data, they should already know what these fields are for, right? Maybe there are some new fields. There may be something that they never used before. Then we explain, right? But they need to fill these templates in.
So,
MWC IT is there to support, and we're there to support. Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. Hey, Ravi, sorry. I will take a minute. So, Kenneth, it's up to the functional, because we are taking help from you guys to get this filled, the mapping sheet. So, in your case, suppose you are actually having, not for every module, it will be same like this, as I told you. So, definitely. Correct. You need to take we need support from the functionals. Either you connect with the IT team or the business to get this filled. That's idea. So I'm not asking. See, primarily,
I agree.
And your counterpart. That's what I'm trying.
No. We'll take. I guess functional will take care of it. But
I think understood idea. Yeah, understood. I think that's our call. Yeah, got it. Each individual module level, we will decide whom should we give.
Edit field.
This, yes.
I think Ravi has a question. Ravi, yep.
Kenneth, you want to complete before Ravi?
So maybe my last point is that once we get the template walkthrough, right? The secondary question is, they fill in these template. Where do they put it in? Have you guys prepared the folders where we're gonna?
I'll speak on that. So Vivin, currently all these templates and everything is there on our internal SharePoint, right?
Yeah, we kept it in internal SharePoint. Even it is available. We placed multiple times. Do you remember?
That's fine. That's fine. But what Kenneth is saying is, let's suppose business fills a template, right, with data. So they need a folder structure.
Actually, we need to take our functional team. Suppose I'm a functional, so I need to take care of those objects and initiate this meeting with the business. Don't think that they will go and update directly in the SharePoint.
No.
Where do we store it in SharePoint? Do we have the folders where we store?
We'll share you.
We will create it, Kenneth. So 1 minute, Ravi. I need to complete this part. So Kenneth, in some cases there are fields wherein there are custom objects, right? There are no standard templates, migration cockpit or Amigal. There are no templates. It's a custom program. So in that case, you are going to create a file structure, something Excel sort of things, and with 10-20 fields, and then telling them the relevance so that can be used for the data collection purpose, right? Now, Mohan is going to tell whether his program or his program is going to accept a text file or Excel file like that, right? It will work, because this is how it worked previously for my past experience also.
Yeah. But Mohan, when
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kenneth. I'll talk later.
No. Mohan or the development team is gonna create this custom program based off the functional specs we prepare. So whatever Excel format that we prepare, I'm gonna make an assumption that it should work with the program, because that's the functional design that we provide to the development team. I just wanted to make that point. That's all.
Right. Yeah, and that can be used for the data collection from the customer, right?
Well, just a minute. I think there is some sort of confusion. When we are talking about this particular template, there are two things. One is at your master data level, another is at the configuration level. Okay, so those things would be coming into this master data template. Coming to the developments and all that, that is a different ball game altogether. If there are any table maintenance or anything else to be maintained, that would be differently managed, as Kenneth was saying. So let us not mix those things. They might be some of the custom fields, what you are saying, if they are part of the master data, that will automatically get into your transactional data. Okay, or that would be put into as a custom field in your master data. That should not be an issue at all, because that would be filled up over there. It won't come automatically in your master data. Okay, I think this is what I have seen in all the earlier projects. So let us not mix both of them. But yes, if there is some custom field, let it be filled as it is, because we are already giving the client about the definition of the fields, what are relevant for them, what are mandatory, what are what are not mandatory, whatsoever it is.
Hello. Oh, hello.
Am I making any sense, please?
Hello. Yes, Andy.
No, it's not clear to me actually. I'm really sorry.
No,
But
Venkat, I think you are mixing up with the custom fields. We are writing a program for this master data. Okay, we are writing a custom program, a altogether custom program, so that we can load the data.
I'm sorry.
We are not talking about the custom fields over here, Venkat.
I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry.
I
think there was some understanding mistake over here. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah. We are talking about writing a whole program so that we can load the data, because there is no standard template on the SAP file for this migration objects. So we are writing the program. So what Shubham is asking is whether we are going to give them a template, and will that template be in the Excel format or CSV format, right, Shubham? That is the question that you have.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So that is something which he is asking. Sharma.
That's fine. Yeah. I was mistaken grossly. I'm sorry for that, for confusion.
Yeah. Now,
Shubham, please proceed. Yeah. Sorry.
Second thing is there is a scope for Synity as well, right? And as I said earlier, that scope is currently not clear, but then there'll be a few objects that will be going to Synity, right? But in that case, our alignment remains the same. I mean, there'll be a mapping for that. That's fine. But we can schedule template overview, template walkthrough session for all of these objects per module. So that, I mean, there is no question from Synity as well, whether they are coming with the reduced scope or enhanced scope, whatever is given to them. So we are clear from our side. I mean, I just wanted to trigger this discussion because this will be very clear in the upcoming week, in the next week or this week. So at least we can get our template walkthrough session. That is a very important activity, so that, we can get it sorted. So, team, the important thing is to get this discussion started. You can please schedule your calls and include me, or I can, if I'm not available or I'm occupied, so I can forward it to Lakhan and other team members, so we can get this sorted for all of these objects. So, any question on this part, you can please let me know.
Sure.
I think for the mapping sheets which are required for the extraction purpose, so I think I'll let Lakhan to speak on that granularity of that particular thing. And Lakhan, I think over to you. You can actually proceed with what you require from the extraction point of view also.
I think Ravi had some question.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Ravi, please. Sorry, I missed that. I'm really sorry.
No, I actually didn't have any question. I just wanted to share my understanding so that it could have provided clarity, but I think now all are aligned, so we are good to proceed.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. So from our side, like for the objects which we need extraction, we have this mapping sheet template. So I'm sharing my screen. Are you able to see?
Yeah, we're able to see.
Yeah. So from the standard template, we have simply added a couple of fields. So these fields you will find already there in the field list. But what we need as part of mapping is from which source table the data is coming from which source table and which source field. So this is the source table. This is an example. So which field we have to map to the target field. So this particular in this particular sheet, this is our target fields, and this is coming from a source table, and from that source table we need to pull this field. So this is what this is the information that we'll need from the mapping document. After that, we have added another column which lets us know that if if we need to filter out a particular type of data based on this field or based on any filter conditions. And the second thing is, like, in terms of join, like in this example, we are saying that BKPF, we are using BKPF table to get a WWERT column. So for us to know how, we have to know how to bring this column, how to bring this column from source and the relevant data to it. So for this, we have here in this example, it is mentioned that join these two tables, BSIK and BKPF, using BUKRS column. Yeah. So this kind of information will be needed for us to develop our extraction jobs. And so, and after that, like there is another column, lookup required. So let's say there is a cross reference for a particular field. So for that, we need the input like yes, on whether this column needs a cross reference. We need to bring we need to convert the old value to new value and then bring it. So that has to be mentioned over here, like whether a lookup is required or.
Like first question, right? Because we already prepared a mapping file for the accounts payable item. I'm assuming you guys used this as basis and added the columns. But so I'm not sure the one in SAP SharePoint, is this up to date, or is this the same version with what we have in SAP? Because I see this is in Diligent SharePoint.
No, yeah. So this is in Diligent SharePoint, but since we added this recently, I don't think it's in
the SAP. It's not in the SAP SharePoint version that we have, right? Okay. No. My secondary question, right, is you say lookup required, lookup table, and you put in the T001 table, which is a table for company code. Okay. But this, in the remarks, we have this as a mapping required, right? The mapping would be new, old S4, old ECC value and S4 value. So that would be a mapping table that does not exist in the system, either in ECC or S4. It's something that will be provided. So I'm just not sure like why we're going to put in T001 as a lookup table in this case.
Yeah. So in this, so we did. This is a mistake. So we don't need to add T001. It's we simply need to.
I guess let me explain that. Just a minute. It's not a mistake. So Kinit, what do we mean by lookup table is, yes, we are going to give the mapping file. Okay. In the mapping file, it will basically pick up the new company code. It will check in the T001 table whether the new. That is something which we discussed, Lakan. That is why you need the lookup table. Is my understanding correct, or is it a mistake?
No, actually, this lookup required is, as you said correctly, it's for the cross-reference
to check
values.
Whether the company code is available in the system or no, right?
Yeah, so that would be a validation part, but I think we don't need this lookup table because we'll be creating it internally, and we'll be doing a lookup based on that, based on the cross-reference file you provide. We generate a table out of it. And then we do the lookup because this table is not available anywhere.
So we don't need to fill anything in the lookup table. In that case, it will be blank.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of this lookup table?
Then what is the purpose of this field?
Yeah. Is it for validation or is it for mapping of old to new value? That fundamental question.
Yeah. So Shubham, actually, since we are not doing any validation, so do we include this validation in our jobs or like?
But you will need a mapping, right? So if you're not going to use this lookup table, where do we put in the mapping if in case? And when we have a mapping, I'm assuming there would be a mapping file. Are you going to track it in a mapping file code 1, which is for mapping of bookers or company code that is going to be used all across all the migration object? Like, how do you plan to manage it?
Yeah, so we will be maintaining a file, and that file will be used across the all the objects. So that particular file will be transformed into one table, which will be a database table.
In data services, right?
No, so data services database would be different. So we'll have a separate database that would be a lookup database, or we can call it So that will hold all the cross-reference tables, which will be loaded based on the files that are provided for the cross-reference values. And each and every object is going to look up to that particular table for a cross-reference value.
Cross-reference is mapping old to new value, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then where
those
do we
cases
reflect
will
that
be
here?
No, so for that, I think there is a file that is being maintained here. So
what's the question, Kenneth? What's the question? Sorry, I missed that.
Because we will have mapping files, right? Old to new values. Example would be, the basic example would be the company code, right? Where do you reflect that? Is this in the lookup table, or do you, or is it going to be somewhere else? Take, for example, this one, we require mapping ECC to S4 value, right? Where do you reflect that in this template that you guys want us to fill in or to prepare? Is my question clear?
I understand that, and it's not. I mean, the mapping is not maintained in ECC, you mean, right?
Are you asking?
Yes. What I understand is that there'll be there is a mapping for the company code. Let's suppose let's take the example of the GL master, right? GL master. I mean, it's not in ECC.
It's not going to be in ECC. It's not going to be in S4. It's going to be somewhere else, which I assume is going to be in the data services staging table or database.
Exactly. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you're going to upload it, and then
exactly.
Yeah. So where do you reflect that here? Is it going to be the lookup table here that you're referring to, column O, or somewhere else, something else?
No. So I think it can be in the lookup table. It can be as a comment, mentioned as a comment in the lookup table. So the mapping, let's suppose for the GL master, it would come in an Excel, right? Old to new values, right? And then that would be loaded in data services in the staging table. And then the extraction team would be looking up into that table to get the corresponding value for that ECC GL, right? For the old GL. So it can be mentioned here that it will be provided, or it will be provided in an Excel, some kind of comment like this, because it's not a standard table, right?
So for that, what we have done is we have given the remark as mapping required. And if you scroll to the right, Lakhan, we have given an Excel sheet link. So there is a link to the company code mapping, which we have created separately in this sheet itself.
Yep.
So for cases where we have,
Yep, it's an initial one, but there are a lot of other fields that will require mapping as well. So how do you intend to manage that, Shubham? Is it going to be a bunch of comments here in this Excel file, or will you have like a sort of a list of the mapping tables that will be made available in data services? Because some of the mappings will be shared across different migration objects. Take, for example, cost center GL account. You don't want each object to manage their own mapping, right?
Yes, it'll be a common one.
Yeah. So how do you reflect that into this this format? Is it the lookup table? If you say no and it's a comment, then what's the lookup table for? I think that's where the
No, I think it can be maintained in the lookup table itself, Kenneth, because if it is a standard table, it makes sense that it is a standard one mentioned. And if it is a custom file wherein the mapping is mentioned, then one who is reading the file would actually know that there is a custom mapping that is provided, and we need to load that into data services staging table and then put the lookup. So it makes sense to actually embed it in column O.
No, so last question, right? Because this is the very first question. So the purpose of the lookup table in column is for mapping of old to new S4 value. Yes, no?
Yes, as per my understanding, right, Lakhan?
Yeah.
But then we will have a list of such mappings, right? It's not going to be one. So like I cannot give in that one single field, like one single cell, all the mapping of all the things which are going to be there. What to provide there in that case? Like for now, I have 20 company codes for which I am giving the mapping. Now, if you say that I have to give that in the lookup table one cell, I cannot do that.
No,
it's very confusing.
No, Chirag. The case can be that you can provide it in an Excel, and you can embed the Excel here. all that mapping in this particular cell, right? I mean, that will be a
That's
mess.
not possible. Yeah.
It's not going to be in the cell. What my take, Shubham, is you guys need to prepare a list of mapping files because you need to track it during mock cycle and make sure that mapping file is provided. You'll have a checklist, right? I assume. Then maybe somewhere across you need to plug in the relevant like mapping ID or whatever you want to call it into this lookup table. That's my opinion. That's it.
Okay, that's fine. We can create a folder on the SharePoint and we can start collecting that way. Right, Kenneth? This is what the question was, right? Hello?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, Lakan, please carry on.
Yeah. So for
Shubham, for the lookup table, actually, are you talking about the primary key? So let's say, for example, for the company code, company code actually this is referring to the another table. Then for the LEFNR, which is for the vendor code, this is referring to the another table. So for the lookup table, actually we don't need to maintain for all, right? We just need to maintain for the certain field. Correct? Am I right for this?
I'll tell you the relevance of the lookup table. So what happens is sometimes if we are pulling the transactional data corresponding to a particular GL from ECC, right, and the extraction is being done. So all that transactional data is corresponding to the old GL. So we would require old to new mapping, right? Old GL to new GL mapping somewhere so that we can look up the old value and get the corresponding new value for that. So that we can load the existing balance corresponding to the new GL in S4HANA. This is the basic idea of the lookup.
Can I make a suggestion, Shubham? Because right now, the past few minutes, we already agreed that this is for mapping. Why can't we change it to mapping required mapping table to avoid the confusion rather than lookup table?
Sure. That's fine. Yeah, Lakan, please change it to mapping table required and mapping table.
So the GL mapping is under process. So old GL to new GL mapping.
Yeah,
it's still not available because the actual GL for S4 isn't even finalized yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So for the column P, we are simply requesting that if there is any transformation logic, let's say like we need to add certain zeros or we need to do a transformation or change of value based on certain logic. So we want that logic to be maintained over here. Remarks is not needed. Instead, we will need comments over here instead. So in comments, we can maintain if there is any additional comments related to transformation or any other comments based on that particular field. So that can be maintained over here. Yeah. So any question on this? Am I audible? Do you have any questions, anybody?
Not now, as of now.
I think from the timelines perspective, I just repeat. So you might have seen an email from Vipin. I think he requested the mapping sheets to be provided by 25th. So that is the date because the team would actually require time to build the extraction job also. And second thing we would request is to actually start scheduling the template walkthrough sessions. The templates are already there and you can include us in all these meetings so that we can wrap it up and hand it over to the customer, right? So these are the two requests from my side. Vipin, you want to add anything apart from this? Oh, I think Vipin is on mute. So that's it, team. I think this is what we had. So we'll send it over the email also what we discussed, and I think we should be good then. Yeah. That's it from my side.
Yeah, so anybody, any questions or any suggestions?
Nothing from my side, Lakan.